Oh, what is going on, everybody?
Hello!
It is Pixel Partners here, and welcome back to Ace Attorney Investigations. When we left off, we watched Mr. Leblanc fall to his almost, unfortunately, still alive death. And
unfortunately, still alive.
Exactly. Even though he is annoying to a point where we kind of wish that it's like, maybe it would have been for the best if it just, you know what I'm saying, pal. But he's here, and he might be the reason why our victim was on the plane. So we're gonna talk to him and be like, hey, what you know?
Oh, that angle, right there.
What do you know? All right, I'm gonna talk to you about this fake statue.
I just realized something.
Yes.
The way his hands are.
Yes.
It's like the boy. It's the breathe in boy meme.
Yes.
It's but the boy part instead of.
Or he really wants to be a Charlie's Angel. Anyways, about your statue, Mr. LeBlanc. I wonder if it might be a fake.
What? How do you seem out as fake?
I suspect that your statue might be the target of international smuggling ring.
Those are such fantastical things those thieves would not dare. I have the certification of my cargo right here.
Do you mean the cargo certification document? Mr. Zinc LeBlanc. I forgot that's his first name.
I didn't even know we knew his first name. I thought it was the first time I heard it.
Or did we? I don't know. Why did you say so earlier? Please show it to us at once. I can't read this. What does it say?
It says as plain as day the cargo was put into the plane on Europe.
And there you have it, Miles Edgeworth. Too bad for you. This statue was brought on board in Europe just as it states in this certificate.
No, that's...
Which means that there never was a window of time in which the statue wasn't sitting there.
Except there is literally a piece of Zhang Fa behind it, which would require it to have been moved.
That was a very accent-heavy statement right there. A lot of vuz and zuz.
Yeah. I respectfully disagree. We can't discount the theory until I see the statue for myself.
Then you can have your wish, look at it yourself and see I am right.
Oh, that thing!
I know I've seen this somewhere before. This is the Isle of Red? Gives off such a feeling of art, I can practically smell it.
This statue is a high amount of historic value. It was unveiled at a museum in Europe. I brought it to this country to exhibit it.
It's kind of terrifying.
I believe a closer look is warranted here. Absolutely. But I want to check, because I mean, number one, according to this...
It looks like a giant tiki demon.
Yeah. According to this photo, I mean, granted, that could be... Well, oh no, this was taken in the museum.
Yeah.
That's right. I don't know why I thought it was the plane this whole time. I mean, the plane's been big enough to where it could have a freaking...
I know. Why did you think it was the...
I don't know. I thought that was the cargo hold the whole time. I don't know why.
No.
I'm just bad at everything.
You don't see the roped off areas where the guests are around there and everything?
I see that now. I don't pay enough attention.
When's the
to
last
these
time you
things.
were in an art museum?
I don't think I've ever been to an art museum.
That needs to change.
Yeah. All right. Examine it, because I know exactly what's wrong already. So this is the infamous Alif Red statue. What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? Did you find something? There's something wrong with this picture, which examine it in more detail. The eyes.
Yeah, they're not red.
Are these eyes made of some sort of gem? It's a real nice shade of orange. For a second, I couldn't even tell they were jewels. But they kind of remind me of the eye of that stray cat that lives near my house. Are the eyes supposed to be this color? Is it possible this statue is a fake?
Yes.
There absolutely is. And I'm gonna look at its head. So this is the Olive Red statue. I swear I've seen this somewhere before. No wonder this thing is worth 10 million cents. Look at how it sparkles, sir. I wouldn't call it sparkling, detective. Maybe more along the lines of dully shining. Jesus. Well then. Roll on down. I'll take a look at the pedestal. What's this? This statue looks like it's stepping all over its neighbor's cloth cover.
Cloth cover? What?
Because even though the text is there, it's on top of the covering for the thing behind it, to the left of it. It kind of resembles its owner's attitude in a sense.
Yeah, what did you say now? for my clothing hem is not stepped on by anyone. It is too expensive for to me to allow that to happen.
Please give the trespasses my subordinate.
Why should I forgive her if the dress passes unless it is an expensive dress? You keep it.
Well, you're not English, that's for goddamn sure. Alright, and I can examine the thing that, is there anything else over here I can look at? The suitcases! Leftover suitcases sit here lined up in 2 pretty neat rows. 2 reference Nero, but its design is unremarkable. Oh, why don't they sell them at the airport and have a bargain basement sale? Buy one, get one free. If you win the raffle, you get one more for free. How about those ideas, sir? I think I did that, everyone would lose. Especially you. What have we here? It says Zhengfa Express. It says Zhengfa Express on the cloth, sir. I'm gonna take a guess and say this delivery company is based in Zhengfa. Something is tugging on the corner of my mind as though something is out of place. Well, I mean, I think it's the fact that number one, that is on top of that, and that should have been on the plane before that. So,
yeah.
But I can go up, and I just remembered
and that you can't exactly lift that up and slip that under the corner.
Yeah. I remembered that we have the deduce thing now, so I can deduce that compared to this photo with Mr. Hicks and be like, hey, these eyes are awfully orange, don't you think? Yeah, and pretty. They remind me of sunsets when I was in grade school, sir. I don't think you see what I'm talking about.
Wait, did you say that? Present that to Mr. Hicks?
I thought I said gumshoe.
No, I think you said present that to Mr. Hicks and be like, hey.
I think I might have said the photo of Mr. Hicks.
Oh, okay.
No, I do. It was real like the color of the sun when it's setting, sir. Ah, the memories. I remember standing down in that field, spinning with my arms out until I fell ill. I don't care about sunsets. Focus, detective. What color are the eyes in this photo? Sir, they're red. As I thought. This statue is a fake. Mr. Leblanc.
What do you want? Do you not know I'm a busy man? I'll allow you 2 seconds for your answer.
The leaf red. I suppose it's your pride and joy, is it not?
It is the biggest trophy on this European trip.
Oh boy.
Do you know why I wanted to possess this statue? The trigger started 17 years ago.
Oh boy.
Better grab a chair, sir. Sounds like it's gonna be a long story. Mr. LeBlanc, I regret to inform you, and you have my heartfelt sympathy, but...
What is that? Sympathy for what?
You'll see, I'd like you to compare the eyes.
The large fellow there has very bright and pretty eyes compared to you.
I wasn't talking about the 2 of us. I meant the eyes of the statue in front of us and the one in this photo.
Why the sun yelling now then? Oh! It is a photo of the statue on display at the museum in Europe.
This guy clearly hasn't played New Horizons and clearly hasn't bought anything from Red and clearly hasn't bought the correct art piece. He'd take it to Bladders and be like, no, this is fake, dude. And he'll be like, no! That's exactly what would happen if you ever played Animal Crossing.
Oh, of course. Now do you see, Mr. LeBlanc? The statue before us is a fake.
Oh, God.
I believe that even further examination will be required. Now that we have confirmed that this is indeed a fake, or some sort of proof that this was brought on board in Zhengfa, I'll present to you evidence that will resolve the remaining contradiction. So, I mean, I guess it would deduce...
I feel kind of bad for the guy because he spent a lot of money on something that's not even genuine.
Yeah. Alright, so I want to point out the contradiction of the fact that it's sitting on the... leaf red statue. Certificate, autopsy report, suitcase, receipt. I mean, if it was loaded there, then it shouldn't be on top of it, right? There's clearly a contradiction here.
What are you going on about? It's just a simple case of a cargo cover getting stuck under another piece of cargo. Ah, that's not possible.
But it is. It shouldn't be this way, but the statue is on top of the cloth. Supposing that the neighboring piece of cargo was brought on board in Zhengfa, there's no way that any part of it could wind up under something from Europe, which means that this fake statue was smuggled on board in Zhengfa.
But then what about the cargo certificate?
Let me ask in return, what about Agent Hicks? Why did he come down here in the middle of the flight? There's only one reason why, to secure proof of smuggling activity aboard this flight.
So you say, but I don't believe he had to do that mid-flight. We could have just as easily inspected all of the cargo after the plane landed.
That may be true, however you have it backwards, Francesca. Sure, Agent Hicks could have waited until after the plane had landed, but he had a reason for coming down to the cargo hold. Suppose he had found the fake at the airport. It would have been after the swap had occurred. At that time, the suspicion would naturally fall onto the statue's owner, who would have no way to prove that the statue was switched without his knowledge. Which means there is someone involved who is forging or modifying cargo certificates. Jesus. Investigation complete, yay!
Someone just fires a gun in the background 4 times for dramatic effect. Who was that?
I guess the victim knew the real version of this was gonna get nabbed, huh? Yes, while this photo could be seen as nothing more than a simple souvenir, it was in fact taken to be used as a reference document later on. Next, Agent Hicks had to secure proof that the smuggling had taken place. He came down here to take a picture of the cargo hold. A rather empty one at that, right before the fake statue could be loaded on board.
A photo of the hold missing a valuable piece of cargo would have been proof enough. After that, all he had to do was hold the thing for cargo crew and arrest the smuggler.
Exactly, this only goes to prove my theory. If the statue was not in the cargo hold during the Europe-Zangfa leg of the trip, there would have been enough height from which Agent Hicks could have fallen to his death.
Officer, move the statue immediately. I want a thorough examination of the floor underneath now.
It's just painted red. It's just red and blood.
Go on.
At the moment of after the statue out of weight, they tested the area and with luminol and there was a reaction.
Oh boy. I see. There was a reaction to luminol, an indication that there was blood in that spot.
Can we stop looking at it now, says?
Here's that music.
It would seem that my deductions were correct after all.
Suppose it would appear that way.
The culprit cleaned the blood up well.
And how do you think the killer did that?
With the fabric.
With bleach.
Virginian cloth.
Yep.
The killer used the bloody cloth I found inside the suitcase to clean up the mess.
I see. They had the need to clean up all the blood before the plane landed in Zangfa.
Yes, because otherwise the cargo crew would have discovered it during the layover. So you guys are saying that the murder happened before the plane landed in Zangfa? There's no other conceivable timeline for the events of the murder. But if that is true, then that throws a certain person's testimony into doubt. If the murder occurred before we landed in Zangfa, then this becomes highly suspect. Miss Meal's testimony.
Yep.
Recall Miss Meal's testimony about Agent Hicks in regard to when we departed Zangfa.
I saw Mr. Hicks sitting in his seat at 5 a.m., you know. Yep.
She claims Agent Hicks was alive at the time of the service calls, but...
I remember you brought that up last time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That totally contradicts the facts, sir.
But why would she lie about something like that?
I think the only person who can answer that is Miss Meal herself.
Oh, Miss Meal!
Time to go upstairs and be like, hey, you! What you doing?
Jeez.
What you lying about? Gotta save the game. Why
what was
you
that?
lying to me?
What was that supposed to be?
That's bad cop, bad cop.
Face slaps.
Sure. Hey, you.
And she's falling
Stop sleeping.
asleep.
We need answers. Come on. That's how I wake you up.
Wake up! Oh boy.
Mrs. Meal. Miss Meal.
Mrs. She ain't married.
Not yet.
What?
Anyways, no, okay, she's totally gonna whip her, right? Just like, listen, kapow!
I hope so.
Miss Meal.
Aw. Oh, huh?
Do you recall what you said earlier? About when you answered some service calls as we were departing from Zangfa?
Huh?
You said that Mr. Hicks was sitting in his seat at that time. However, that is simply not possible, because Mr. Hicks was dead long before we ever touched it down in Zangfa.
Oh?
Miss Cammy Meal.
Maybe I didn't see what I thought I did.
No one could make a mistake so large, Miss Meal.
But I make that kind of boo all the time. This is going nowhere. There must be a better way of resolving this contradiction.
Very well, Miss Meal. If you will please tell me about your alibi during the time span.
Alibi.
From just before we were to land at 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. when the body was found.
Are you telling me I'm a suspect, Mr. Edgeworth?
Maybe.
God. And she's asleep again. Yeah.
Thank you.
From 3 to 4, I was in the flight attendant's room all by my lonesome self. And from 5 to 6, I was in the flight attendant's room all by my lonesome self. What?
How's a man supposed to react to a testimony like that? Miss Meal, wake up! She fell asleep again.
What the hell?
Looks like the only way I'm gonna wake her up is by pressing her.
Does she have narcolepsy? Isn't that what it's called?
I think so.
Yeah, when
And
you just
apparently
keep
it
falling
would seem
asleep.
to be that way.
Jeez.
Yeah, from 3 to 4, I was in the flight attendant's room. But what about 4 to 5? She didn't answer that. She just went straight to 5
And
to
5
6.
to 6, yeah.
It's like you skipped over something, you know. So you were alone the entire time, were you?
Yeah, no one else even popped in their head to say hi.
Oh, well, I think a country just popped in to say hi. What should I do? Should I raise an objection?
Yes.
Raise an objection. Miss Meal, there's a clear contradiction embedded in your testimony.
Huh? What are you talking about?
It's not possible that you were alone in the attendance room the whole time from 5 to 6 a.m.
Oh.
I guess I have evidence that someone else was there. Wait, the suitcase receipt, because she took it in there at 5:40. So she
Yeah.
would have come in after she bought the suitcase. Boom, that receipt's paying. It's showing its receipt. Tell you what. Wonder if you would be so kind as to take a look at this receipt, Miss Meal.
Huh? A receipt? For what?
It's for the suitcase Miss Tenero bought. Now, if I may direct your attention to the timestamp, as you can see, it clearly says 5:40 a.m., Miss Tenero.
Oh, she's... Where? What? Was she here the whole time?
She was standing there up top in the lounge before we
I didn't even see
talked to
her. Yes. Why is the killer here? I thought you'd have her locked up by now.
Yeah, she did come back. I requested that she be present as a witness so that we may straighten out your complex lie. Now then, Miss Tenero, between the hours of 5 and 6 a.m., you took a trip from first class down to the first floor in-flight shop, correct?
Yes, I went to the shop to buy a suitcase.
Love you, girl.
After which I went straight to the attendant's room to drop it off.
And did you see Miss Meal?
I miss doing her voice.
Yeah.
It's fun.
And did you see Miss Meal there at the time?
No.
So, Miss Meal, where were you really between the hours of 5 and 6 a.m.? Oh my god. Miss Cammy Meal.
Huh? The bathroom?
I'll be the one to ask the questions here.
Yeah, maybe that's it. I probably just missed her. Nature calls, you know.
Do you take me for a fool? It's a little too convenient to be the truth.
But it's the truth. Cross my heart.
I don't have enough conclusive proof to counter-argue her at this stage.
You don't believe me, do you? But please, why don't you give me a chance and hear me out? Oh boy.
Okay, what you got? Reason for suspicion.
Look, I know you're suspecting me because I'm one of the crew, but you'd think then maybe you should also suspect Miss Rhoda too. She's the one in charge of the elevator keycard and the shop, you know. If you ask me, that makes her super suspicious.
Please leave Miss Tenero out of the conversation. Only you are under suspicion for now.
I don't get it. Why are you coming for Miss Rhoda all of a sudden? Oh, now I get it. Maybe you've got your eye on Miss Rhoda.
Of course I'm keeping an eye on her. I can't very well let her escape, can I?
Never mind. Jeez, you're such a wet blanket. But you want to know something? Miss Rhoda kind of actually a lot.
I have absolutely no interest in people who can't appreciate my sense of design.
I'm gonna pretend that didn't happen. Now's not time for this sort of talk. Jesus. Ladies, am I right?
It doesn't matter. He loves Mr. Phoenix Wright anyway.
Alright, do you think that maybe you should suspect Miss Rhoda too? And
You
why do you
have to
think
come
that?
out of the closet sometime, Miles Edgeworth.
She is already
It's
being
been years.
She is already being detained for further questioning, or have you already forgotten?
Do you want to borrow my whip for later on?
God.
Oh, yeah, I guess I just forgot.
Cammy, don't tell me you suspect me too.
Sorry, I can't help it. I mean, other than you, there's no one else who could have done it.
I can't believe you would think that. I mean, me, a killer?
Miss Mio, what did you mean just now by no one else who could have done it?
Don't arrest my boyfriend. She's the one in charge of the other cute girl in the shop, you know.
Yeah. And what are you in charge of, Miss Mio?
I take care of the attendance room.
That doesn't count.
Oh, but I spent so much time in there. It might as well be my responsibility.
God.
Mr. Edgeworth, Cammy is very talented in languages, so she assists passengers who may not speak English, especially those who speak Borginian. She's the only one on this flight who is fluent.
Oh, you mean that kind of what am I in charge of? Oh, that kind. Okay, why didn't you say so in the first place?
What else could have meant?
Yeah, so I'm really good at Borginian.
She's fluent in Borginian. Then I suppose you're in charge of processing documents in Borginian?
Yeah, I take care of anything that has to do with Borginian. Including
Very-
murdering a Borginian man.
Very interesting.
Ask me the next person about this.
Alright, so is that... Well, I thought they would have given me something extra there, but okay. Actually, your on-the-job behavior makes you super suspicious in my eyes.
But why?
While Miss Tanira was busy with the passengers and all of her other duties, you have a lot of free time on your hands, thus providing you with an ample time to commit the crime.
Miles Edgeworth, I demand that you cease and desist in this line of conjectural questioning. I won't allow for you to bluff your way through this like a certain defense lawyer that you love so much.
But I do not honestly believe Miss Meal does any actual work aboard this flight.
Why won't you tell him, Miles Edgeworth? Why won't you tell him? Oh, that's
not the
not.
time.
No, that's not true, Mr.
It's
Edgeworth.
not the way it is.
Although, the more you deny it, the more you make it to be true.
Okay, there's the stuff. All you're in charge of is the attendance lounge of all the Borginian stuff.
Someone is in a certain river in Egypt.
So what exactly do you do as the one in charge of some Borginian stuff?
You're in denial, Mr. Miles Edgeworth.
Can we just get down to getting the
I
murder?
just like translate things from and into Borginian.
Cammy's the only member of the crew who understands Virginian, Mr. Edgeworth.
Miss Mio, I like it. I take it then that it is your job to process all the Borginian paperwork.
Yeah, see, I totally pull my weight around here. I picked
So-
the perfect voice for her.
You did. So it would appear. Perhaps I should ask her for a few more details about her work, and Miss Mio, it's very unladylike to push some suspicion onto someone else.
That's not what I'm doing at all. I'm just saying that Miss Rhoda is very sus.
There you go, pushing everything onto her again.
I don't get what you're saying. It must be a really abstract concept, huh?
The only thing abstract here is the landscape inside your head.
Oh, damn. You know what's amazing? She like used the slang term sus before it was even invented.
Yeah, well...
Because she was cut off. Because she was gonna say suspicious is very sus. And
Well, I
he said,
mean, this game came out in 2011, I think? Or was it 2009? I can't remember.
either way,
on the
that wasn't a
thing.
thing yet, I don't think.
I don't know. Someone let us know if sus was the thing back then.
And if
But,
not, that's awesome.
Where's the... Ah, yes, the Ali Fred certificate. Document in Borginian. Which she's supposed to be in
Because
charge
she was
of.
about to say suspicious, and he's like, see, you were about to do it again. But she trailed off.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Either way, it was funny.
So, you're the only one in this flight crew that speaks Borginian. Is that correct?
Oh, God. Oh, yeah, I guess so. As I abroad in Virginia for a while.
Oh no, she made me on. Holy shit.
That means I'm doing really good.
If that is the case, then the signature on this document belongs to you, doesn't it? This is a falsified piece of documentation with only one purpose.
Oh
To lead
boy.
anyone who read it to believe that Mr. Leblanc's statue was loaded in Europe. The only person who could have either prepared or processed this document in Borginian is you, Miss Meal. Without your participation, the smuggling of the Olive Red could not have occurred. Don't you sleep on me now. Don't sleep while I'm pointing my finger at you.
Ooh. Oh, I wouldn't dream of falling asleep on you, Mr. Edgeworth.
She's using... Oh my god, that's amazing. That is the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life.
It is exactly as you say.
Are you confessing to having participated in the smuggling?
No, far from it. It's true that I was the one who signed off on that document. But you can't use that fact alone to make your allegation of smuggling stick. There's no direct correlation after all. All you have is my signature on a piece of paper.
Really? All you did was sign it.
I neglected to check if the cargo had been loaded onto the plane properly. So sorry about that.
Seems that she's finally woken up. There's going to be one tough flight.
And
Flight.
well, the flight's in it, but
Yeah.
suppose, and this is just a supposition, even if I was involved in the smuggling, you can't throw the charge of murder on me just like that. Oh yes, I can. No. If you were involved in the smuggling, you would have killed you'd have a strong motive to kill. Agent Hicks was in the middle of an investigation regarding a smuggling ring, and just when he was about to close in, he's killed by a member of that ring. Well, did you ever stop to think that maybe Rhoda is a smuggling ring member? After all, unlike me, Rhoda has access to many things on this plane for work purposes. She blew bubbles at him.
Yeah. So perhaps there is some element of a setup at play in this case.
What are you talking about?
Would you stop, please?
Just
I'm not a bubble-blowing baby. Okay? Don't worry, I wasn't talking about you. I meant the killer. First it was myself, and now it's Miss Tenira who is under the microscope. Seems to me the killer is going great lengths to pin this crime on anyone they can.
You have no proof that Rhoda is being set up, or that she isn't.
Actually, I believe that she was indeed the intended target from the very beginning. I believe that the plan was to push all the blame for the crime onto her. And this evidence will prove my suspicions. This proves that the killer was at the frame Miss Tenira from the very beginning.
The piggy bank, maybe?
You know,
Because she's in charge of the shop?
That is a good point, yes.
That's
'Cause
the
we
main thing that connected her to the being suspected in the first place. That was like one of the first things.
Yes. Now, before I push this button...
Or no, wait, maybe the suitcase? Because the bloody cloth was found in her suitcase.
But they put it in the shop. That's what doesn't make sense. It could be the two of those.
It could be one of them.
It could be one of them.
I was thinking that first, though.
Yes. Before I hit the button, I'm gonna check quick to see roughly how much time is left in this case. So we're gonna be right back, just so we don't have like next
To see
time,
if
and then
we,
tomorrow
you know-
the episode is 5 minutes
Oh
long.
god, that would suck.
All right, be right back. Okay, I just checked the handy dandy walkthrough that we usually use, and it looks like we should have enough time after whatever this is gonna be
To have another
that we should
part.
be able to have another part. Even if it's not as long as the usual ones, it'll still be long enough to not be, bad. But it'll make this not be
long
an hour
enough
long.
to not be too short.
Exactly. It should be perfect. It should all end up perfect. So we're gonna go ahead and put the pause on this one here.
Yeah, suspense.
Suspense for the end of this case. Is Miss Meal guilty? Is it secretly Miss Tenira from the start? Is there some other puppet master pulling the strings from the shadows?
From under the stairs.
From under the stairs.
Harry Potter?
In the shadow. Hey, Harry Potter. All right. Next time.